Yeah, the challenge of getting 15-a-side contact rugby back with all of the face-to-face contact just means that, we're going to be waiting a little bit longer. But it's really important for our community clubs and our players, the length and breadth of the country, that we give them something that allows them to move on from groups of 6, socially distancing, doing strength and conditioning work. So this is a 10-a-side game. It's a non-contact game, but it allows teams to get back together and it allows us to engage in local matches again. The key thing is you have to demonstrate to government what they call the exposure risk. So that's basically the amount of times that 2 players are in very, very close proximity and face-to-face contact. So clearly in a normal scrum, as 2 front rows are standing very close to each other, the risk from that is significant. So we've had to develop a game that allows us to get many of the attributes of rugby in, but that avoids as much face-to-face contact. And the standard touch format of the game is only 6-a-side. And we need something that's a bit bigger than that. So we wanted to get to a 10-a-side game. So it's been developed by a group of people from within the game. We've assessed the exposure risk and government have approved it, which is great. I mean, this is built on training games. So it's built and many clubs across the country will recognise it. It's the sort of game that they'll use in training, but we've just added a few things to that'll allow it to be used in a local match situation. And we definitely don't see this being the answer. We're still all very excited about 15-a-side contact rugby coming back at some point. But what this allows is groups of players to work together in teams and ultimately to travel to another club, hopefully in the next few weeks, and actually play a match against someone else.
Yeah, no, it's always special when you come back to Twickenham, and it's even more special to see kids playing a form of rugby, first time back since Corona, so it's a really special moment for the sport. What I've seen from other sports around the world, it doesn't appear to be the fact. Yeah, there might be a slight drop-off in intensity from time to time, but not consistently. We've got such wonderful sports people now that trained hard in the Corona, and a lot of the players have come back in actually better general condition than they were before. So, yeah, they'll get sharper as each game goes on. Look, some players will have benefited, some players will not. They would have struggled. I think it's like anyone in the normal society. Some people have really found their way. They've found a way to communicate through Zoom and their business has flourished, and other people have struggled. So it'll be the same for the players. But the one thing about our players, and particularly the English players, they're highly motivated. So I think most of them will be in a better spot than they were before. Yeah, there's no reason why we can't pick Saracens players. A lot of the players who have stayed at Saracens are very experienced test players. They know what they need to do to get ready, and if they're in good form, we'll select them. My background and my experience tells me that a diverse team is always the most strongest, and I've always looked to pick a diverse team. So you can see from our team, I think from the World Cup, we had a strong collection of people from different backgrounds, different races, and to me that's the building of a strong team. Well, I think it is changing. You've just got to look at guys like Kyle Sinclair and Ellis Genge, who didn't come through the traditional public school system. They're from quite tough families, different backgrounds, and they're going to be great role models for their communities.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think I've played a version very similar to this in training many times before. And these guys were taught it 2 minutes before they went out on the pitch, and they picked it up incredibly quickly. So, it's going to be really simple. It's really easy for them to play, and they've all loved it. So, yeah, it's rugby. It's rugby.
And yes, definitely. We're saying that there's something like 141 positions at risk, and these are people that, through no fault of their own, are now facing a lot of anxiety because of the cuts we've had to make. So it's very difficult, and we have to work our way through it. It's really important. We have roughly 2,000 clubs around the country, and our network of community clubs is really the bedrock of the game. And we're concerned that the longer you don't play rugby, we're worried about losing some of those younger players to different sports. So to get them playing up again is great. And hopefully this will enable clubhouses to open. They can start generating revenue, selling food and drink and so on. So it's really welcoming to see something moving now.
once we've got